My name is Pablo Garduño. I'm 19 years old, and I'm a video cinema arts major at Denver School of the Arts. I jewel. So I started jeweling because from the time I was about 14 or 15, I smoked cigarettes. First as kind of a social, with friends, trying to be cool thing, being 14. And then once I turned 18 and was able to buy cigarettes, or actually once I turned 17 and had friends who were 18, it became an actual problem. And the reason I switched to jeweling is because it's designed to quit smoking and not to it's not like a hobby sort of thing like vaping. So I pretty much just have it for the purpose of my nicotine addiction. Actually about a couple months ago, and before that I just had a normal vape, but I just wanted something that was simple and not a hobby. Feeling wise, jeweling, I mean, it's just nicotine. It's the same feeling as a cigarette, and it's kind of a silly thing because it's not any sort of good rewarding feeling, but at one point when you're deep enough into nicotine addiction, it just becomes a thing where you feel normal and then you get headaches after a couple hours, and then you have nicotine and then it feels fine, and it's physically relaxing. But it's pretty much, it is definitely something I'm trying to stop though at some point. I have never felt pressure to use a jewel. Every single time has been out of personal preference. I have purchased a jewel. I am a proud jewel owner. Okay, now the serious answer. So I did purchase a jewel. I like the cucumber pods and the mango pods and the mint pods. I have noticed a really dramatic increase in the use of jewels by underage students especially, and that's a huge problem, I think, because it is designed to quit smoking and it has a lot more nicotine in it than a normal vape does. A normal vape has about 6 milligrams per milliliter of nicotine and a jewel has 40, and the purpose of that is it's not something you're constantly puffing on. It's just when you feel nicotine withdrawals, you just do a quick little and then you're good. But the problem is it would be the same thing as kids chewing Nicorette. It's just kind of, I mean, they just become addicted to nicotine for no reason by using a device that's supposed to help you stop smoking. So it definitely is a problem. Nicotine isn't necessarily the bad one. It's because it in moderation, I mean, as most substances, it can be actually beneficial. It doesn't sound like it, but it's just a stimulant, and it's drinking a cup of coffee, it's pretty similar. But I think to fully answer your question in terms of the negative effects of nicotine, I am aware, and I think the biggest, most negative one is the fact that it's so easy to become addicted to it, and it's something that isn't necessarily easy to quit because it's so easy to just, jewel when you feel nicotine withdrawals instead of not doing it and dealing with the headache. For me, it is easy to obtain or, buy a jewel because I'm 19, so I can just go into a 7-Eleven or wherever they have them. But I'd say for, if you're underage, it is easy, especially because they're surprisingly expensive. They're about $50 for a starter kit, and which, I mean, it comes with the device and the charger and a pack of pods. So after that, it's not that much, but there are some very not so good 18-year-olds out there that will go buy them for freshmen or sophomores and sell it to them for $75 just to make money and not think about the fact that they're getting a 16-year-old addicted to nicotine. So, but I think in general it is way too easy to get one. But I know that Juul, the company, is actively working to minimize the risk of that happening, and to, and of course you can't, there's no way to prevent, someone of age going into a store and buying it for a friend that's underage, but in every other sort of aspect, especially with like their online orders and everything, they are really, really strict and serious about like absolutely no underage people. And so Juul, like the company, helps organizations that, whose goal is to reduce underage nicotine use. So yeah. I would consider myself addicted to Juuls, but that kind of puts the blame on Juuls, which, like I said before, that is the case, especially for underage kids, but in a lot of cases. But for me, I mean, I more consider myself just addicted to nicotine, and the whole Juul thing is a way for me to slowly ease myself off of that habit without, ingesting all the harmful carcinogens from cigarettes. Yeah, my parents were not aware of my nicotine habit, and I mean, they are aware that that I used to smoke, and they are aware that I had a vape because I got it confiscated by them at one point. And so I mean, as of right now, I don't have like any teachers or parents or anyone that knows about my Juul use, but I feel like that's just kind of my business for the most part, I usually go through about a pack of pods a week, or maybe a little less actually. A pack is 4 pods, and so I'd say I go through on average 3 pods a week, maybe 4. Actually, yes, I would like to stop juuling, and that's kind of the intention, because I got it, like I said, to slowly ease myself off of nicotine. So for now, I consider it more of a, just kind of something to help when the nicotine withdrawals get too heavy. But I'm slowly working on, just kind of like leaving it at home or leaving it in my car and like just not having it with me all the time, so I'm not tempted to constantly be puffing on it. So hopefully slowly I'll just kind of forget about it, but eventually, yes, the goal is to kick the nicotine habit. Just Juul life.